Hey, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, friend.
Hey, hello once again, and welcome back for my Week 2 iteration of the Power Rankings. Am I an idiot? Am I a savant? It turns out I'm a little bit of both. Join me as we go over my top 10 teams going into Week 2.
83. Fact machine.
First off, dropping out of my top 10, we have 3 teams. The first of those teams would be the Cincinnati Bengals. I believe I overestimated how good I thought they were going to be going into this year. Even though they got the win this week, they're dropping out of the top 10. Next is the Detroit Lions. These guys just look absolutely hapless against the Packers. I am assuming that it must have something to do with losing 8 members of your coaching staff in the offseason. It really just looked like Dan Campbell's trying to will these guys to a win, and I am not ready to put these guys back in the top 10 until I see a few solid performances out of them. We get to see them again this week against the other team that dropped out of my top 10, which was just completely tongue-in-cheek anyways, the Chicago Bears. So we will see which team wants it more after both of them taking an absolute kick in the teeth in week 1. All right, at number 10, I have the Minnesota Vikings. Now, a lot of people probably don't have them in their top 10. I was highly impressed by their performance on Monday night, especially from J.J. McCarthy, who did not look good at all to start the game, taking a pick 6 in the third quarter, and then leading his team on 3 straight touchdown drives to close out the game. Absolutely insane. Good on you, kid, and we will be watching your career with great interest.
We will watch your career with great interest.
At number 9, I have the Denver Broncos. I did drop them a spot from their position last week. However, I didn't feel that it was necessary to drop them out. This defense looked amazing in week 1. However, the reason that they did drop down is because their QB is still throwing picks. Nix picks, Nix, 6 picks, whatever he is. Bo Nix likes throwing picks. At number 8, we have the Washington Commanders. This is the team that probably missed being in the top 10 because I wanted to put my team in the top 10 last week. However, they had a dominating victory against the Giants. It's not saying a ton, but they really made Russ look like crap and absolutely smothered him. And we still know that Jaden Daniels is good. And I think this kid's got more to show us this season. We are going to find out real soon, though, as they take on the Packers tomorrow night. Can't wait. It's going to be an entertaining one. And number 7, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Another solid performance out of the Bake Show this week. While it was a rough start for the Buccaneers against Michael Penix, and the Falcons, the Bake Show once again showed that he is a top quarterback in this league, making the big throw to Emeka Egbuka to secure the victory for his team. Younghoe Koo would have a chance to send this game into overtime, but would fail in one of many missed kicks of the week. At number 6, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. I had these guys at number 2 last week, as I still believe that Patrick Mahomes is obviously the best quarterback in the league, and Andy Reid is still the best coach in the league. However, with the loss of Patrick Mahomes' top 2 weapons, it will be interesting to see what they do going forward. I have not lost complete faith in them, as I imagine they will stay in this top 10 still for a while, even if they lose again this week. However, Patrick Mahomes is going to be wanting those weapons back as soon as possible. At number 5, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. Shooting up the rankings here, I was absolutely amazed with Justin Herbert and the Chargers' performance on Friday night against the Chiefs. The performance of Justin Herbert was absolutely awe-inspiring, and I can't wait to see more out of him this season. Again, shooting up this list here are the Packers, who I had at number 9 last week. We now have them listed at number 4. The Parsons effect was already seen in the first game and will only be dialed up, I imagine, on Thursday night against the Washington Commanders. Jordan Love played well, but he didn't have to do anything crazy to get the win. It'll be interesting to see what happens the first time the pressure's on. At number 3, I have the Baltimore Ravens. No change for this squad this week. It was an amazing game to watch last week. Probably could have dropped a couple of spots because of the way they lost. However, this is still one of the best squads in the league, and I see few teams able to match up against them. Number 2, the Buffalo Bills. Absolutely amazing win against the Ravens last week, but I still wonder how long they're going to be able to win with only one player in Josh Allen getting it done for them. Then, of course, same as last week, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the top of this list. They may have allowed Dallas to hang around and keep it close for the entire game on Thursday night. However, I have to imagine that if Jalen Carter didn't get himself ejected before the first snap, this game would have had a different complexion. And there you have it. Those are my top 10 going into week 2. And I can't wait to find out how big of an idiot I am this week. I am thinking about live streaming during the Packers-Commanders game tomorrow night. but I have yet to make that decision. Check the channel later and see if I schedule a live stream for tomorrow night. Until then, please like, subscribe, share, and I hope to see you again real soon.